The Prime Minister of the UK, does he have any power still? Well, yes, but how much is it eroded? Quite a lot. He's now secured, though, parliamentary support for his controversial welfare bill, but only after a last-minute climb down, ditching key elements including plans to tighten eligibility criteria for welfare benefits. 49 Labour MPs still voted against the bill, but the U-turn managed to stave off a larger-scale rebellion. In their original form, the government had estimated reforms would cut £5 billion from the welfare budget by 2029-2030 fiscal year, when the government's fiscal rules require it to run a balanced day-to-day budget. Now the Resolution Foundation estimates, now this is important, it estimates the bill will cost the government around £200 million. I'm going to stay on this board for one more minute, because sometimes the board tell a brilliant story. £5 billion savings, for a government that was in a fiscal straitjacket is now going to be a cost. Someone tell me how that works. Annually, by that point. Adding more pressure on the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, her authority. What's going on there? She's got to find tax rises or more spending cuts in her autumn budget. Andrew Wishart is senior UK economist at Berenberg. Andrew, good morning to you, sir. They've caved in on welfare. They've caved in on winter fuel. Are they going to cave in on child cap benefits as well? Maybe. They've got extra spending on the defence budget. The trade war's costing them more money potentially because, of course, we're getting tariffs on UK goods going abroad, which is going to have an effect at some stage as well. Is this government in deep trouble financially?
I think if they do fail to come back to welfare, then yes, they are in deep trouble.
But that's done, isn't it, Andrew? Sorry, you've gone right in on the key issue. Welfare is done now. The rebels have got the Prime Minister and the Chancellor of the Exchequer in a chokehold, haven't they?
So I wouldn't put this all down to the sort of makeup of Parliament and it being impossible to get welfare reform through. I think this is a result of the fiscal rules themselves and how the government had to rush through a reform that the OBR would give them credit for in order to stay within the fiscal rules in the spring, and now that's come back to bite them. So, we can see when we look at, the welfare bill, it's rising far more quickly than in other countries. The caseload has gone up rapidly, 30 to 45% since 2019. That has to be dealt with, and because it's been done in the wrong way, now we are questioning whether they will have any success on that.
But bringing it back to a large part of our core viewership, they are going to look at this and they're going to be worried about gilts anyway. And you've already dangled the carrot that the Chancellor of the Exchequer will loosen her fiscal rules as a way out of this straitjacket so that she can invest more, so she can spend more. If she does that, our viewers who are buying and selling these products on the screen, thank you for getting them up, by the way, everybody, our viewers are going to start worrying about those products and how confident they are at buying certainly the 10 and the 30-year, possibly even shorter dated than that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that you're right that the UK already has the highest yields out of any developed market, and this is going to add concerns about, as you say, the longer-term fiscal sustainability. Among Parliament, there is a group that say that why are we going through so much heartache to meet an arbitrary fiscal rule? But I think in markets we know that we are probably at the limit of what the government,
even Donald Trump,
will expect.
Has to obey the long end of the bond market when it starts misbehaving. That was the one thing that got them back on track in terms of policy. So if Donald Trump has to obey the global bond markets, I'm damn sure that Keir Starmer does.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that ultimately the market will have to impose discipline on the government if there aren't tax rises forthcoming in order to make sure that borrowing doesn't rise further than anticipated. Then I think you're right that the market will have to discipline the government into taking action.